Greg? Put yourself on mute, Greg.
You're talking to me?
Put yourself on mute.
Now is the first word I've heard, because
I see.
I was making that much noise, but I'll be on mute now. I got my speaker working.
Okay. Great. Okay. Ross, how are you doing?
Fine. Yes, fine.
Give us the Ross report here. How's it going?
My husband is having ups and downs. This morning, a little nice nurse came to cut his toenails, and she made him sit on bed. He's very weak, but we did it. Very often he refused to eat, and I insist, of course, and he starts throwing things at me. Today he is particularly calm, and he told me I'm feeling very good, and now he's asleep. He's a bit confused because he doesn't know when it's day and when it's night and when it's dinner time and when it's lunchtime and that kind of thing. Some other time he is normal, totally normal. A couple of days ago, he talked to me quite seriously, and he told me, if I asked you to take me to Switzerland to have an assisted suicide, will you take me? And I said, yes, I will do what you want me to do. I will be with you until the end. Some other time he seems not to remember what he asked me, and he asked the nurse, will I get better, and things like that. So it depends.
You know, funny thing, you bring up the assisted suicide thing, because I haven't actually said this to you, Franny, but I think that EZ, who was Franny's brother-in-law, was an assisted suicide. You know, he announced that he was going to die before he did. And he said that he was, like, tired of doing it. You know, he was a paraplegic for about 15 years. And I think that Franny's sister probably helped with that. And that, you know, his doctor probably, you know, did it with him.
Yes, I told that to my doctor, and she told me I'm for it when it's necessary. So if you want my opinion, try to understand if he's really serious about it, and if he is, help him, and I will. Of course I will.
Right. Barb, would you lower your camera just a bit? Thanks. Okay. I like where you're sitting, Barb. It's you know, good that you're not so terribly close to the cameras you sometimes are. It's good that way. You look good. You know.
Just woke up. Okay.
You look good.
I know.
He also he had his military uniform redone because he had put on weight. He put on a lot of weight, and because he wanted to be buried, he was a colonel. And of all the things that he had done in his life, he felt, I guess, the proudest of that. So even though he'd become like a multimillionaire and founded many companies, and he founded CEO Magazine and so on, but the thing that really meant something to him was being a colonel. And so he had his colonel's uniform redone and was buried in it. He made his plans well. He was a great person, Franny's brother-in-law, EZ, a very, very great man who was looked up to and admired by many people. Let's see, so onward to... Barb, how have you been doing?
Well, this meeting is the highlight of my week, if that says anything. So, I'm doing alright, I guess. I thought that issue with Jennifer and those guys was kind of disturbing to me because I didn't think I handled it right, and I get concerned because I don't feel like I haven't like stabilized my profession enough to respect myself or have a steady income, which is how I think partially my measure of success.
Well, you've been told how to do that and you haven't done it.
Yeah, I know. I knew you'd say that. I mean, that's what you always say. So,
Well, no, I mean, it's very simple, and you've been given a simple program to make.
Okay, so I go. So yeah, but I don't feel like going. I like last night. I went to YouTube and I look at. You said go look at yoga videos. Like, what am I supposed to say in yoga? I do a different kind of yoga, or I go to herpes. Like, I cured herpes. I didn't cure herpes. I don't get outbreaks, but I didn't shows up on a blood test. I'm not excited about my work. Let's put it that way. You wanna know how I am. I don't feel excited about it. I don't feel like I thought I did pretty well with Gustaji that day, but I feel like people who are just starting or are in the middle of a raging outbreak, like what he was, like they, as long as someone's helping them and calming them down, they're going to calm down.
Probably, I just want to say that, Greg, are you here?
I don't think it's true that I don't do anything. I think I do it all, and plus I take other jobs and I do all too much, maybe.
You're asking me if I'm here? I'm
Yeah,
here.
I was asking you if you're here, yeah.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm involved with you. I have it on mute, but I've got to get breakfast and keep moving.
Okay, so just be where you can really hear or
Yes.
turn it up loud enough, and because I think I'd want you to actually interact with people at points, it might help.
Okay.
If you're not just absentee listening, letting me do
Once
everything.
again, I am not.
Okay.
I'm inextricably involved, and I'm listening, and I have it on mute. And I have to keep moving. I'm getting breakfast right now, but I'm here. Yes? Okay.
You look very unhappy.
Yeah, I've been told that before. I feel unhappy.
You look like you're ready to cry, in fact.
I am.
So, and you've said a lot of negative things, and that'll work you into a state where you feel like crying.
No, I felt like crying before. I felt like crying when I woke up and when I went to bed.
So you're generally pretty unhappy.
No, I wouldn't say generally. I just feel like sometimes I guess generally. Somebody told me that the other day. They said I seemed unhappy. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find a way to retire. I feel like I wish I could retire from this and find a job. I wish I could get create a steady income and not just hope that I get someone to give me $20 on the street and hope that I get a new client.
You want to retire
for maybe $600 that flakes on it later on, and I hope that, and I don't want to look for a movie star to marry me. I want to just be stabilized. I know I don't feel stabilized, and it makes me sad sometimes, and I don't.
You want to retire? You want to retire from this?
I just feel like I don't know what I'm contributing anymore. I don't know what I'm.
So you mean you don't want to be associated with us anymore?
That's not what you're See how you twist words? You do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
say that.
Okay.
Say it at all. I want to be associated with.
What do you mean by?
I don't want to go through this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. What you're doing right now, I prefer. That's true.
So you mean you don't want to be on the CureTeam? You don't want to do your program to make money, and you don't want to be on the CureTeam. I'm just trying to find out.
My program? The program to make money is to go on the street and hand out bumper stickers for $1 a piece and find clients, or it's to put messages on YouTube movies that say, "Hey, hi, I cured herpes. I'll show you how."
I mean, you really seem more.
Or it's to follow up on the millions of people, not millions, but the many. They pop up all the time on YouTube when I'm talking to people, or on Skype. All the people who have paid and I've never followed up on, or I've never done sessions on. I don't feel like I don't have a handle on what I'm doing. No, I don't have control, and that does make me a little unhappy. Or a little disgruntled, and I don't ever want to not have anything to do with this. It kind of pisses me off that you would say that. Is there no way to ever leave with integrity? I mean,
sure, you can leave right now with integrity.
People follow with people as soon as Ross's husband dies or people cure whatever they came to cure, they leave. You know, I never left.
Okay.
Maybe I've been here too long.
So okay, that you can leave with integrity. Here it is. Here's your chance.
Okay. Was that what you want?
No.
What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah. I want me to sit here smiling and all happy like Jennifer until I flake. You know,
one thing,
I'm having a feeling. That's
you know,
how I
funny
feel.
thing. Yes, I just want to start by Franny. Listen, excuse me, Barb. You asked me a question. Did you ask me a question a minute ago?
I've asked several.
Okay. Why don't you shut up and listen to the answer to your question?
Great. I heard them. Or whatever. Go for it.
What do you mean, go for it? You asked me a question.
I asked you several questions, the same way you asked me several questions.
Which one do you want me to answer?
The one about, do you want me to just show up when I look all cheery and bright-eyed, which was probably not a bad thing since Mayor Baba said be happy, but I could just...
That's right. That was Mayor Baba's instruction to us. He said, don't worry, be happy.
Okay, so I'm doing my best. I'm not a good...
That was his major instruction. Don't worry, be happy.
I know. So those people who are being happy and not here might be on a higher level than I am. Being here and just trying to do the right thing, but not being happy.
You asked me what I want. And then you just started jabbering a million miles an hour.
No, I didn't. I said, what do you want? And you said, you want me to... You said no. So, whatever.
What?
I know what I did. Okay, so go ahead. Your camera's not even on, by the fucking way.
You're right.
It's so ridiculous.
It's not on. My camera's not on. Is that a problem?
Oh, that seems fair. Let's just do that. Okay, so go for it. Tell me everything.
Turn your camera back on. Turn your camera back on.
I can't. It's like the thing went off. Okay.
The number one thing, yes, I want you to be happy.
Me too.
So that's what I want. Let's start with that. Let's see what people know about how to be happy. What are the secrets of happiness? What is it that causes people to be happy? Who wants to answer that question? Greg, are you there? No, he's there. What do you know?
Yeah, I've been here all along.
Okay, what is it? What makes people happy? How can people choose to be happy?
Being in touch with your enjoyment of being alive, regardless of anything else that's going on, for one.
Okay, there's an answer. Being in touch with your enjoyment of being alive. Okay. Ross, what do you...
State of being is something that comes from inside. Usually we think that something from the outside will make us happy. That's a big mistake. It's something inside. When it's triggered somehow, you feel happy for no reason.
Okay.
You feel aligned, centered, present.
Okay. So happiness comes from within.
Yes.
It's not dependent on how other people treat us or what happens in our lives. Okay. Franny, what would you say the secret of happiness is?
Well, for me, it's when I don't see myself as being happy, I kind of take a really good look at what I can clear, and then it's just a kind of a choice to not dwell on all those things for me. And I don't know, just to talk to people and do, like, about the things that I like, or find people that I like, or, I don't know, I'm just generally a happy person, so it's kind of hard to say, but when I do get down, the main thing to do is, for me, is just to make a choice not to dwell on the negative things and not to go into too far to that, and just focus on something that might be more productive.
Okay. Nell, do you have a take on what causes happiness? How could Barb be happy?
It's only when I'm clearing something out with Linux that I get a bit down and sad about things, and then I'm okay again. But I'm most happy when I'm with my granddaughter. I like to play with her. That's when I'm at my best.
So playfulness causes happiness, right? Is that you're with a playful child, you're happy, yeah?
And
So playfulness is a definite cause of happiness. Greg, do you have anything else to say about, like, how do you be happy?
Well, I am sort of continually monitoring my state, see what I'm doing to myself.
That sounds very, very trying to me, but
You know, that's true. I just spend a lot of energy doing that. But I think the thing is to see how, you know, regardless of my circumstances and condition, what I'm doing to make myself happy and make myself unhappy. And it's more like there's something going on with me and my brain, the way I'm thinking. And it you know, there may be real things to deal with the environment, but that's not the way to deal with them.
so how do you make yourself happy?
I'm in contact with real people outside of my brain, outside of my own, and I try to construct things outside of my just my behavior. Is this too analytical here? I
don't know.
Yeah.
I can't analyze it well enough to tell you.
It's like I have to keep going on and telling the truth about, really telling the truth and interacting with the truth, and then I'll find out if what I'm saying is really, where I'm going is really going to make me happy, is what I'm doing. It's, you know, what is it I really want? So I focus on that. What do I really want, and is this the way to get it? Like for Barb, are you happy doing Immunic work? Doing Immunics, like for yourself and with others?
Well, I think that's not a direction to go in right now.
Well, that's
I don't
true.
think
Well,
we need to really do that.
I mean, it's hard to make sort of career
We don't
choices.
need to, like, ask Barb questions about, like, stuff like that. That's just not going to get us
I
anywhere.
don't think this is the right direction for the meeting.
Oh, I think it is. Being happy? I'll tell you something. Here's what I think.
I mean, who on this call is like really happy right now?
Nobody, probably.
Right. So why, like, what's the big deal? Like, you know, it's like
Hey,
happiness is.
I am.
Okay, well then get on the camera and show your happiness and make it like and have it be contagious. Like I feel I'm as happy as other. I have a certain areas I'm dissatisfied about because I have high standards for myself. But I'll be happy in 2 seconds. I can make myself happy. Maybe I didn't eat the right dinner or the right breakfast or the right whatever.
Well, I suppose I should ask.
Money on my wallet.
You know, rather than saying maybe nobody. Ross, are you happy at this time?
I don't feel one.
Ross, are you?
are you talking?
Yeah, are you happy right now?
Yes.
At this moment, you're happy. Greg, are you happy right now?
Yes.
Nell, are you feeling happy at this time? She's trying to say yes, I think. But
She looks happy. She's on mute.
yeah, you're on mute, but you look happy. Okay.
I am.
All right. Oh, then now you're off mute. Okay, good.
For no reason.
All right. Okay, good. So here we are. I'm happy. I'm feeling happy. And also, I think that this is a very good thing to do in this particular meeting, because I'll tell you why. These meetings are about tipping Cure into global consciousness. And specifically, what's going to happen is, at some point, the people who are on the Cure team, who are the only people we've got to do that, are going to have to actually contact people who are potential supporters and allies. Let me talk to Greg here for a minute. As long as you're now back in front of the camera, could you lower your camera a bit so I see more of your body and less of your back wall? That's good. Okay. So, Greggy, you know, at some point, you're going to need to actually reach out to supporters. Can you hear me and respond to this?
I hear you, and yeah.
Like, nothing's going to happen unless you actually talk to somebody. You know, we can have meetings forever, but unless you contact people who can be supportive, nothing will come. Nothing's going to happen. So,
Well,
you agree with that, right? I mean, you understand and agree with that.
I understand and agree with that.
Okay. Now, the same thing I'll say to Ross. Talk show hosts in Italy. Ross, you know? You with me here, sweetie? Write to talk show hosts in Italy. Can you hear? Ross?
Yes?
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So, at some point, in order to get support, you're going to have to actually contact people, like write to talk show hosts in Italy. Okay? You with me? Do you understand and agree with that?
Yes.
You'd have to do something. You'd have to actually talk to somebody to get, to get a supporter or get support. And, you can do the whole thing in Italian. Ross, did you know that people in Italy can play our movies and it will give them subtitles, Italian subtitles on these movies?
No, I didn't.
Well, there's a little box at the bottom of every movie, and when they click on it, it has a translating program.
Oh, it's good to know.
Yeah, so like you should try that. Just click on a movie after this, and turn it on, and you just find that little box and click on it, and you'll see. And the translation isn't perfect, but what I found is it's serviceable. Now, I can't really say that because I don't know, like, Arabic, but it translates these movies into Arabic, Swahili. There's, like, 80 languages that it translates them into. Among them, Welsh and Japanese, Chinese, and so on, okay? So, so you can do the whole thing in Italian. People can, they don't actually have to join the web college. They might be able to cure things just by watching the movies and using the translator program. But the pages in Google also have translator programs, so they could probably just join the web college and translate the pages. And no?
No, because the way Google translates it is really imperfect. It doesn't make sense.
It's not that. It's okay if you want to try to understand something or try to say it, but everybody knows
It's very difficult to understand.
Yeah, you know what? They probably need you to coach them. And if you go on enough talk shows, maybe they'll have you to coach them.
Yeah.
Make yourself known. Raise your profile. You know, give people a chance to see you. So, okay, anyway, this is now let me just say this, okay? Going back to Barb and your thing. Barb, are you writing something?
Yep.
What are you writing?
I was writing a message to Gus.
Oh, what does Gus want?
Nothing. He's online. I was just trying to get set up something for later. Or tell him to come on now.
Right, right. Well, what I wanted to say is, none of this will work if people aren't happy. Let's put it this way, okay? If you're, like, you were displaying a lot of symptoms before. Now...
Yeah, but is being sad always a symptom?
Yeah, so now suppose you're feeling like that and you're standing in front of a supporter, a potential supporter. You're not going to be able to talk to that person.
Hold on a second.
See,
I would... Hold on a second.
Point is, I'll just say this to Greg and Franny and the other people. I guess Barb can probably still hear me anyway, but point is that if you're okay, if you're in great shape and you're talking to somebody, you will know what to say. Ross, can you hear me from when you're not at the computer? Oh, she can't. Ross, can you hear me when you're not at the computer? Ross?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'll just repeat what I said. What I was saying is, like, if you're in lousy shape, if you're sick and you're talking to somebody, you're not going to be able to say anything that's going to, help them or bring them into supporting this.
Sure.
You have to be happy all the time.
Yes.
Now, happiness is a choice. Did you guys know there are happiness experts who make YouTube movies on the web? Not me, other people.
I don't think this is a good use of our time.
Okay, well, I don't care.
I know, but I mean, like, how many people on this call have talked to a supporter successfully? Besides you, maybe.
What about you? You have.
I have sometimes, and happiness is a choice. I've done courses about, like abundance is a choice.
Okay,
it's all a choice.
Why don't you tell us?
We could all choose to go to the 144th dimension right now and move on.
Why don't you tell us what it is that makes people happy?
They choose to be happy. They suddenly they decide that they've got what they want, or they're going to want what they got. They're happy.
Actually, no.
Okay, well then enlighten me.
Okay. There are, as far as I've heard, four factors. And I've heard these in various YouTube movies from various different experts. Okay? So what you're hearing is information that I've gathered from a variety of sources about happiness. Okay? Now, one of the causes of, there are four things, okay? And one of the causes of happiness is actually what you said. You say to yourself, I've got this, I've got that. You look at the sky.
You can actually connect with it. It's like a manic action.
There was one guy who was saying, if you want to be happy, look up. Instead of looking down, just raise your eyes and look up, and you'll be happy. Things like that. Okay? So that's one thing. However, obviously, that's not good enough, given that you already know that and you probably do it, but you were still absolutely miserable when you started in this call.
Yeah, but
so it's probably the other...
I make myself happy every day. I've been doing this for 30 years.
So it's probably the other factors that are at work.
Yeah, chemical imbalance.
Okay.
Nutritional deficiency.
A chemical imbalance or a nutritional deficiency can cause unhappiness. That's right. Now, why are you so, sarcastic and angry and lashing
I
out and
mean,
attacking.
like there's a list of 15 pathologies. Any of these things could make somebody unhappy, and any of these in any of the bodies. I'm not sarcastic. I just feel.
Okay, you know what? Funny thing about that. Actually, you can be happy and still be running pathologies. Like you can have chemical imbalances, viral infections, a herpes outbreak, and so on, and you can still be happy. Because here's two things I'll tell you that I've heard about that make people happy. One of them is you have to have a sense of forward progress in your life.
Yeah, I don't have that.
And if you don't have that, you will not be happy consistently. Okay, number one, a sense of forward progress, and you are right, you do not have that. Despite my best efforts, you do not have that. Because you will not do what I tell you to do.
Oh, well, then that means my forward progress does not depend on me. It depends on you.
Yes, that's
like,
right.
It's like
it depends on you.
It's not based on reality. It's based on.
No, it is based on reality. It's based on me telling you how to have forward progress and you doing it. If I tell you and you don't do it, you won't have forward progress and you won't be happy.
So my success depends on somebody else's rules. Okay, so that's tricky.
Well, I mean,
challenging.
What do you think? What do you think coaching is?
What do you think coaching is?
Their success depends on somebody else's rules. That's what coaching is. They're paying you to tell them what to do. They pay $6,300 and you tell them what to do.
Well, yeah. I remind them to do the thing they already know to do.
Let me tell you something about Anthony Robbins, okay? Anthony Robbins has at times charged a person $1 million for one session. And the person paid it and was very happy to have paid it. And got what they wanted. Because Tony Robbins told them what to do and they did it. And the reason they did it was because they paid $1 million. He decided, I guess, that this guy isn't going to do this if I only charge him $100,000. I have to charge him $1 million, or he just won't do what I'm telling him to do. It can be very hard to get people to do what you tell them to do. I had clients when we had our business courses, Barb, and you know, they paid like $30,000, $50,000 for courses. And I would sit with them and tell them what to do, and they still didn't do it. They just wouldn't do it. You are not alone. So number one, a sense of forward progress is very important. Okay? That alone, if you just could bring...
It's also like, I think it's the experience of, it's like being crippled, like not knowing, thinking I can do the thing you want me to do. Like, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, see, now, that's my segue into the other...
And I feel worse.
That's my segue into the other thing.
I end up feeling a lot
that makes
worse.
people happy, okay? The other thing, you said it before, actually, okay? You actually said it, so you know it, but you don't know it to know it, you know? It's there, but you said it. You said it out loud. It's in the movie. You said it's a feeling of control, and it is not control of other people. Like, I don't have any control over you, but I'm still happy.
I know, but I don't have control over myself right now.
Over my responses to life. It's control over what I do. Franny's giving me a big grin here.
Yeah, we all know
I just
this
meant
one.
to lighten up.
I know this too.
It's control over what I do, how I behave.
But wouldn't you say, I mean, and everything you're saying is true, and there's courses designed to teach people exactly what you're saying, and I've taken these courses, but I feel like, and I can carry on, and I will manage, but it seems like there's there's got to be more than just being able to just
Yes.
flip itself into being
This
happy.
is a
every day.
segue, since we're going to probably say all 4 things, okay? This is a
Okay.
segue into number 3, okay? Which is what you were just talking about, like the carrying on. I can carry on. I can try to
No, I
control
can make
my
myself
response.
happy. I can do it.
I can make myself. I can
somehow
tell
figure
myself
out how
I'm
to put
happy. I
these
can
things
do
on the-
all this crap that I don't want to do to make myself happy.
It's not something I don't
Fuck
want to
it
do.
all, you know.
I've done them.
But-
None of it worked.
But the other thing is passion.
What?
Passion.
Passionate.
Living with passion, being in touch with, loving. You know, I'll tell you what Tom Peters, the business consultant, said. He said companies are successful because the people love their cookies that they bake. They love their cigarettes that they manufacture.
Well, that's why I'm sad. Exactly. There you go. That's
They
why
love
I'm
the
sad.
engineering, you know. So if you don't like Immunix, don't talk to us anymore.
Okay.
Go do something you love. Find your passion.
But that's what I'm sad about. I don't know what I love. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know what will make me happy. That's my problem. I know. That's my problem. I thought, you know, I don't know how to make myself happy anymore. I mean, I thought I'm 55 and I have to change careers or find a career that I really love. So what's going to make me happy? What am I good at? I don't know.
Tell us what happened with Jan.
I don't know. You tell me. Greg didn't answer her email, and I did. So I don't know. She decided not to do the immersion. That's what happened.
She asked you for her money back.
Yep. And she thought we were friends, and that I would do that because we were all friends, and we would understand that it wasn't. She never got the service, so why wouldn't she get her money back? That's what she does to her
She
clients.
assaulted you.
With a nice smile on her face, being happy as she always is. So she was happy, at least, doing Mayor Baba's work. But yeah, she asked for her money back.
She assaulted you. And
Maybe I assaulted her. Maybe she thinks we assaulted Georg. And that
I don't
assaulted her.
really care what she thinks, so you don't have to volunteer information about her, okay? I'm not interested.
Okay.
She assaulted you. I know what she did. I don't need to know anything else. There's nothing else I need to know about her.
Okay. She asked for her money back. I guess that's.
She assaulted. That's an assault.
Mhm.
Okay? So what did you do?
I just sat there. I don't know. I felt bad.
Why?
I got scared.
Why
Because
did
I could use the money, and I thought I was moving forward. No, it's like getting the rug pulled out in front of me again.
Why? I mean, you didn't give her money back.
No, but I feel like it's a failure again. It's another failure. I don't want to take someone's money that doesn't want to give it freely,
Really?
or doesn't think they got any value.
Really?
Yep, I'm not.
Well, there it is. You see,
I'm not like
here-
her that way.
Okay, listen.
I'm not like that
What
way.
you're doing right
And
now.
you know what else? I
Okay,
wasn't-
stop talking for God's sake.
Christ.
You already said everything you need to say. Now I can tell you.
According to you, I did.
Yeah, that's according to me, and I'm the only one whose vote counts here. Your vote does not count.
All right.
Okay, because you're crazy and I'm sane, so I'm telling you what you need to know. Which is, if you notice, you were trying to control the other person. You don't want to take money from somebody unless they feel a certain way. You have all these rules. She has to like it. She has to feel.
Wrong,
She has to know.
wrong. I was trying to control myself, and after a while,
No.
I couldn't anymore.
No, you were trying to control her.
I was trying to stand there and not let it bother me, and it started bothering me.
You were trying to control her. You wanted
I
to
was wishing
control.
she felt different, but I wasn't trying to control her. I was trying to like let it not bother me, what she was saying. But after a while, it started getting to me. And that was not controlling myself. I could control her by hanging up, but I didn't do that.
No, that is not controlling her. Controlling her is staying on the phone.
Well, you told me not to talk to her anymore, so I tried to stay on the phone, and then after a while, I started feeling bad. And I tried to like pretend not to feel bad or change myself to not feel bad, but then I ended up feeling bad.
So you got off. So that's why I told you not to talk to her, because
I know, but okay.
Because you did not need to talk to her anymore. She said everything you needed to hear.
Okay, well then I have to feel sad and mourn the loss of my friendship. And I know it doesn't matter to you because you don't really care about friends, but to me, it's a loss. So I think it's natural to feel sad when somebody dies or a friendship dies. It's natural. It's like it's a feeling. You know, feelings aren't bad. They're just, you know, I'm just going through a feeling. If I was like most people, I wouldn't show up for the meeting because I was having a feeling.
Okay, here's the deal, Barb. You get entangled with these people, and it distracts you from actually making forward progress. See, forward progress has to be real, and forward progress means every day you talk to 20 people, and you ask them for money. Which probably means you produce some value for them.
I wouldn't mind doing a role play because I definitely talk to 20 people a day, and
yeah,
and it's hard for me to just out of nowhere dig down and say, "Can I have some money?" So I guess you're assuming that I get 20 people to test or have a big bang, wow, aha moment.
If you talk to any given person, within a minute or two, there's something that comes up that they should probably test.
Okay, so that you're.
So you ask them, you say, test that, and they do. And they get something, you know, you keep at it until the person, it only takes a minute or two usually. You know,
I should have 20 interactions where I'm getting people to test on
the
things.
person has an aha experience, and then you just say, okay, great, there you go. That's you're you know, go and live free. You know, may I have some money? And that's how you do it. There's nothing much to it. Point is that this is absolutely great practice for helping people. And for that, you need passion, a passion for helping people. And when somebody assaults you and you can't help them, like, did you notice when you were talking with Jen, you couldn't help her? She was just assaulting you with a smiling face. That's all she was doing. She was just assaulting you. She wasn't real friend material, was she? I mean, you can mourn and weep about it all you want, but you can't change her to being a friend material when she isn't. You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Well, I don't know how you can say this when, like, just, you know, weeks ago you're saying how awesome somebody is and how great they are. And
she was weeks ago. She changed. She went under. She went into George's vibration. She let him destroy her, and she's a dead duck. She didn't know how to fight. With all the training and meetings and everything else we gave her, she just.
But I think that's sort of what she paid us to help her do, and now, you know.
Well, I'm not. You know, I would be happy to talk to her if she wanted my help. You know, if she calls me.
That's what I told her too.
Okay, that's fine. And if she doesn't, she doesn't. I can't control people. I don't try anymore. I do not want to control anybody. I want to find my kindred spirits, my family, the people who are the right people for me to be with, and be with them. That's forward progress. Backward progress is trying to control somebody who I can't control. Then I'm going backwards.
Okay.
Why did you change your tweets to be protected?
I didn't notice that I did that.
Oh, well, maybe it just reset itself. I'll show you how to change them back. Okay, everybody, by the way, go into Twitter.
I got attacked by my Appleton people. I think I did change something on my Facebook for a little while there.
Everybody go into your Twitter and read the tweets that I sent this morning. And Barb, you go into your Twitter and go into the place where you edit it and go into your account settings and uncheck the protected box. It's just the box is just checked, and if you uncheck it, you'll be people will be able to read your tweets again. And also, when she it should happen immediately. So when she unchecks it, then you can check her tweets and see if you can retweet her tweets. As Anna said, you know, I can't retweet this gem. That was a good tweet too. I would have retweeted that one. That was a good one. The one she was talking about, you know.
I can't even get to Twitter right now. Well, who's talking about?
Anna wrote you a tweet, and she said that I can't retweet this gem. Remember, it was like yesterday or something. And I was saying the same thing. I like that tweet. It was a good one.
So where is this setting that you're talking about?
Okay, you go into the the edit function, and on the left there's this list of this menu, and it says like account settings.
Yeah.
And in there, if you scroll down, it's down a ways, down a little ways.
Wonder why that?
Well, I think sometimes these things just reset. It happened to me a few times with various like Twitter and Facebook.
I might have done that accidentally. I didn't know what it meant. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people who aren't my friends, like on Facebook, that follow me anywhere because everything's so open.
Right.
They attack me, like happened again yesterday.
Well, you have to block them.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, there's a blocking. I'm not totally sure how to get to it, but if anybody attacks you, there is a way. You know what it is? I think it's when you delete their email that it only throws up this option when you delete the person's email, and then it asks if you want to block them or unfriend them or something. And if you unfriend them, they can still attack you. They'll still see your stuff. So you just say block, and then you don't exist for them anymore. They can't find you. They can't see you. Nothing. You know, they're just gone. So that's what you want to do. Now, I don't know about doing that on Twitter. I'm not exactly certain about that. But I think Twitter has something like that also. Anyway, just as far as us talking with people, the thing about us, like just about all of us feel, I think, somewhat uncertain about talking to people, like what to say. And I was telling Barb, I had this experience. Ross, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I want to just share this with you. And Greg, are you there? Yeah, okay. I want to just share this experience I had with you guys, with Barb. That, remember last week we had Max on the call, right?
Right.
And Greg, you remember this? Remember Max from last week? Greg? Greg, can you hear me? Oh, Greg, you're on mute.
Yeah, I was on mute.
You remember remember Max?
Max.
Barb's friend who was sitting
Oh
there.
yes, Max. I thought I was on with you, but we're all done together. Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. There was a point where Max said to me, he asked me a direct question. He said, how do I start doing this? And I remember what my response was. It was very inept and bumbling. I just didn't know what to say to him. In that moment, I fell into some kind of dysfunctional state. And I had been great, I thought, with him up till that point, although I haven't actually listened to the Cure show, so I think I will listen to it again, just to listen to myself. But I thought it was pretty good. And then he asked me that question, and I started saying, well, you know, you could join us on Facebook, and we tweet all day, and watch a lot of movies, and he was a ringer to say that you do an immersion weekend to start.
Yep.
And Barb is your coach. And I will be there, and we will start you. In 3 days, you will be started. That was my moment, and I totally blew it. And so when we think about ourselves writing to people and talking to people, we just, we may say, well, gee, I don't feel ready. I think probably the thing that we need to do is just write to a few people anyway, or try to call them or talk to them or whatever. Ross or Greg, I don't know if this is even possible, but they used to have like things like call-in radio shows where you could call in and just interact with the host on the over the phone. And if there is anything like that, that would be a good way to test your wings. That would be a good way to practice this stuff.
There was one, remember, Wool.
Jay Wool. Well, that
Wool.
was I think that's a waste of doing. Most things on the internet are a complete waste of time.
All right.
And what I was really talking about is main Chicago radio talk show, hour long. That is,
and there are some things like that are legitimate. Not just rap.
Things where people call in and they say, all right, you're on the air, what do you have to say, What do you have to say for yourself about this issue, And, then you just figure out what to say that would be appropriate for that particular moment. Because obviously, if you get on and you say, I think everybody should join the Cure Drive, they're going to cut you right off because you're just calling to advertise something and they don't want that, But if you have something that you can do that's relevant and involved, see, what we're trying to do is learn how to get people involved. We're trying to get people involved. And, so that we can get somebody who can support this involved or get an ally involved. And so we're training ourselves to do that, and this is a great way. There's all kinds of things you could do, like this. And by the way, Barb, if you do something like that, you don't have to ask for money on the air, and you could still get yourself a share of whatever comes in. If anybody signs up who heard the show that you were on, you'll get your share. And also, you want to think about that thing about putting up those little notes on YouTube movies. Because
I'm not sure what. I guess I'm not clear about what the notes say and what kind of movies to put them on.
Right.
Because I put some notes on some, and I did get calls from people, and I didn't know how to handle them right. But it was like you said, most people who have herpes are desperate and don't have any money usually.
Yeah. Right.
And I spend too much time with them, and I give them a lot for free. And then the other diseases, I'm not sure what to say exactly.
So see, what you're doing is you're actually, forward progress would be training yourself not to give too much for free without requiring that they give something in the way of joining the college or giving you some money or whatever, So that's...
And then the other thing seems to be developing a skill to, like, how do you talk to people who don't have a disease, like,
right,
or think they don't, like Jennifer or Daryl or
exactly.
Alan Hutner or those kind of people.
Yeah.
Like, they're not sick, but then they've heard everything under the sun. So, and then plus they think they're better than me anyway. So why would they?
So you mean Jennifer doesn't know she's sick anymore?
No, not at all.
So she's gone all the way to the end of
like she's like you would say, a diligent. Like she's done hypnotherapy and this and that, and she did enough amnesics to see what it is. She still uses it. Thank you very much. But she thinks the way we handled the thing with the money sucked. But she's happy. She's on her way.
Okay, so she really went like blub blub blub. She's just a few bubbles on the surface at this point.
She's getting what she wants. She's on her way to the divorce, being amicable, and everything's fine. She doesn't That's right. I said, well, see, you got what you wanted. Then you got the
Yeah, she
result.
got her money's worth. It worked out.
Actually,
exactly. But she says she didn't get what she wanted because, well, it doesn't matter what she says.
she's a dead duck. You can,
She's all better.
when she assaults you, you can tell she's a dead duck. That's the diagnosis. Somebody who assaults you, like, is, you know, it's all over. I mean, she's got.
She doesn't see that she assaulted me. She doesn't see that part of it either.
I know. But that's so okay. Moving on here.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so that's forward progress. Not giving, you know, too much without demanding something from the person. You know, telling them what to do. Okay, now that you've done that, join the web college. Oh, I don't have any money. Okay, well, watch more movies. Call me in a few weeks or in a few days or something. I'll see you later, you know. And just giving them things that they can keep working. And, you know, also, by the way, there actually is nothing wrong with helping people who don't give you any money as long as they're helping themselves.
Yeah, most of the people I work with do.
But if they're, you know, needing more from you to compensate for less from them, that's what you have to train yourself in, being able to spot that. Like as you were talking about Jen, it's like you don't actually know what's going on with her because you're stuck in what she looks like and what she says. And we need to understand where people are. We're like navigators for people. We have to know their position, and that is not based on anything they're saying or doing. It's like we just like know from certain key indicators. There are things that indicate, like when she assaulted you, that was an indicator. So that's all the information you need. You know, that's it. The diagnosis is made. Now when you're telling me all this stuff about her, it's in a way nice to hear it because it confirms the diagnosis, but it wasn't really ever necessary for me to hear it because I know where she is because she assaulted you. Which was assaulting me. In assaulting you, she assaulted me.
Same, and by the husband sort of pushing it onto her, he did too, but he was teaching him to do it.
Oh,
directly.
he assaulted me, and she channeled the assault from him through her, through you, and then it stopped with me because it doesn't work on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm the original make my day guy. You know? Like she made my day.
But how come she changed her mind? She wanted to be in the immersion weekend.
Hey, Ross, do you understand that Jen was always sick like this? She didn't change her mind. She failed to change her mind. Get it?
Yes.
Do you understand? She wasn't able to change her mind.
Yeah.
That's what happened. The process that she was in brought out this symptomatology, and when it finally got very, large and pervasive, she just, couldn't handle it and it took her down. This is most people. Do you understand, Ross?
Yes. What I don't understand is why you, Barbara, are so worried about losing her friendship.
Because I got involved with her.
Wait a minute, Barbara. When it seems to me that she is not worried at all, and that's not a friend.
Well, that's a good point. It's my own esteem. I have attachments. I wanted a friend like that or something like that. I saw something, that I wanted, and then she made it sound like I was an unreputable person and just she pushed my buttons, just pushed my buttons,
Okay, but you deserve someone much, much better. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay.
I have a question for you, Barb. Do you think, is it possible, do you sense or intuit in any way that the work that you did with Gustagi the other day is interfering or somehow substituting for him doing an immersion weekend, which was what he said he wanted to do?
I think, it might have been sort of like with the Jen thing, there might have been some confusion there, because I was sort of in there with a couple of purposes. One was to, create a client, create money, but the truth was he could be an immersion, so I was giving him like a refresher, like a really taste of what this is, what he could have. And of course he got excited and, was saying how he wants to save up his money to do the immersion, but then I end up, spending an hour, it's like, file other person was.
So you know what? You're right. See, that was the time to get off the phone.
Well, I did get off the phone, but it's sort of like...
an hour before you did. Like, when he said, oh, now I see what it is again, and I'm going to save up my money. And then that was the time to say, great, do it, goodbye.
Yeah. Okay, well, he didn't totally see that till I went through the hub. I showed him how to use the hub, like he has a membership already, and he didn't have a clue how to do anything on the hub, so he did a couple things, and that was
okay, showing him how to use it, but not...
But then you've opened up this whole world, like, a hub could keep somebody busy for, like, ages. So, he didn't say the thing about the immersion, I kind of did. He was excited about the fact, like, oh, now I got a million things to work on, thanks a lot for showing me this.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, by the way, you want to give anything to my ministry? And then he's like, oh yeah, sure. And then it never happened. But then it's sort of like that is confusing.
I would say, may I have some money would be more direct.
Okay, may I have some money? But then it's sort of like, is that towards his immersion or is that instead of his immersion? You're right. It's kind of confusing.
Good question. And you know what? Yeah. Here's the thing. I can't actually tell you, but I think that you told me there was a place that you should have cut it off before you did.
And I was kind of having fun, and I think he was getting value out of it, and he was clearing.
Yes, that's right. And it was time to go out with your bumper stickers and talk to the other 19 people. And by the way, you also could have asked him for a small donation, not the immersion weekend. Can you send me like $20 now?
That's what I did. I just basically said a small donation.
Yes. But I mean after spending 10 minutes with him, not after doing this whole hour thing.
Yeah.
See, it's okay to just, you can ask for money after a moment. The important thing, you're practicing helping people. That's what you're practicing, helping people. And by the way, it would also be good for everybody on this call to ask people for money. Not just Barb.
Yes.
Because, I've seen, like, Nell has gone through, like, unbelievable work that she's done with people. Enormous amounts of work. And, people are more responsible for themselves when they give you a little something. If they send you $10 through PayPal, they're more responsible for themselves. And also, by the way, Barb, you don't have to feel like it's too great a loss, because see, the thing about people like Gustagi and Max, is that they are the kind of people who do immersion weekends.
I know.
Because they do 500 hours of hypnosis training, or Gestaji was a month in a yoga ashram. He probably spent like $3,000 or $4,000 on that, you know. And that's what they do, and it's good for them. They're great people.
No, they're totally cool people. I mean, Max is really cool. I love working with guys like that.
Yes, they are great people, and they're our kind of people, and they're the kind. And it is about experience, learning how to deal with people better. Because I think I did make a mistake with Jennifer. I said, like, the thing that she points to is that I said, the thing about doing an immersion is you're either going to break up more clear or you're going to stay together. And she claims that there was this explosion, so she didn't get either of those things that I promised. Number one, I should never promise anything. But the truth, but I said, what do you mean you didn't get it? You're breaking up, and he's promising you. Anyway, I contend that she got the result. So it's just what I'm learning is to not say anything but do an immersion, like never make any claims whatsoever, or even
it's not your responsibility. The result's not your responsibility; it's hers.
Plus, the truth is, she actually got exactly more what she wanted. After the explosion, then the guy said, "Oh, by the way, I want to break up really great and give you more than you deserve." And he was, he totally got the result. So, but I just took it hard because I was like what Rosella said. I was surprised to see what people are made of that I didn't realize. But someone like Max, I am Max, and I am Gus, like those guys I can relate to. Where she's something out there.
You're right.
You're exactly me, but I'm fascinated by her because she's not me.
You're a Max or a Gus. That's right.
I know.
You're one of those people. That's right.
I am. I'm a lot like Max.
That's why you went to Thailand and were in the refugee camp for 2 years. It's the same thing. Exactly the same thing. So, so this being said, there is something else that I want to get into, and it's about virtual realities. And Jen is a good example because Jen creates virtual realities for people. That's what she does. That's her defense mechanism. That's her immune dysfunction. Her immune dysfunction is creating virtual realities for other people. Now, some people have an immune dysfunction where they create a virtual reality for themselves, which she does too. But she also is very big on creating them. And when she was talking with you about all your stuff, your ethics and everything, that's a virtual reality. Like she's saying, you were unethical and you promised this and all. That's a virtual reality. Like she knew damn well what the hell the immersion weekend was about and that she had to get the result and all the rest of it. She just generates virtual realities. And the problem that I always saw with Jen as a CureTeam member is that Jen was totally capable of being a good girl on the CureTeam for 5 years and smiling and and doing all the exercises and might never have spoken to a single person.
Yeah, like the way she was like a good girl. She even pointed out to me, did you do your homework? I wrote my letter, but she never mailed that letter, remember? It was like it was just good enough to just please you or please the teacher, but
that's right. She generates a virtual reality, and it can really interfere. We can't be in virtual reality and tip Cure into global consciousness because we have to deal with reality to do that. And reality is, see, if you don't write or don't talk to a potential supporter or something, I don't blame you. I just know that you're not well enough. And you have to get weller. So, that's, and I, try to, hopefully, I have a sense of forward progress and feel happy about the CureTeam and my life and about what we're doing. I do.
That's the real source of my discontent is I feel like I just don't have a grasp of what I'm doing, so it's easy to deliver. I have moments of brilliance with it, but then
I know, and it's when you lose control of your own responses, That's where that happens. You see, you have to look. Let me put it another way, okay? Let's just say that you're sick. Now, what does that mean, really? First of all, a lot of times when people are sick, they're just really not responsible for that. Like somebody with cancer who has never had any training with us, they are not responsible for their cancer. Like they can't do anything about it. You know, it's not like they're doing something bad or they're disloyal or they're trying to make people care about them or something. They're just helpless. People with herpes who call and leave messages on your on your voicemail bar, they're just helpless. You know, they can't do anything about their herpes.
They're scared and they're helpless. That's right.
When I used to get herpes outbreaks, I'll tell you exactly, I used to go like this. I'd go, oh no, this is just the wrong time for me to get a herpes outbreak. You know, there it was, sitting there, nothing I could do about it, you know. So let's say that you buy into people's virtual realities because you have trouble with love and intimacy. And so what you want is virtual love and intimacy. It's less threatening.
Yeah, but that's exactly what people tell me. They say that if Munich is a virtual reality, then I'm not doing anything real. I'm doing something made up and virtual.
Why are you talking about that?
Well, it's because I woke up thinking that today.
Why do I need to know about what people say?
I was infected. Yeah.
Does that carry as much weight as what I'm saying? Is that what you're saying? That they're both equal and you don't know which is right? Are they right or am I right? You can't tell?
Well, the fact that I didn't, take Jennifer for example, said she didn't remove her thyroid thing, or Darren didn't cure her cancer or something. I feel like I don't have hard and fast, non-virtual results under my belt. So that give me that confidence.
Darren cured her cancer. She just got it back. But also, you have hard and fast results. It's just that you keep looking at the ones that aren't hard and fast.
Okay.
You focus on the failures. Like as you were saying, like Jennifer got you crazy all week. You were just in like enormous pain all week about her, and you didn't go out looking for successes. And when you did find somebody like Gustagi and you had a success with him, maybe that made you feel good for a while, did it?
Yeah.
So you have passion. There's passion there. When you did that, one thing you can say about it. You may have conducted it wrong, but at least when you were with Gustagi, you were passionate. And
same with Max, yeah.
And you probably made yourself happy by being passionate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's simply you simply need to have more control, because you want to be happy and you're grasping for happiness, and you simply need to understand that you have control of your happiness. Control your responses, be passionate, and be appropriately passionate, so that you're just not giving something away and you end up with no money and with a temporary good feeling that vanishes in 2 hours when you have to go pay for something.
Mm-hmm.
And then also make forward progress. Mm-hmm. Ask 20 people a day for money and raise at least $30 every day. And go take yourself out to dinner with the $30.
Yeah.
And sit there and say, this is progress. I'm happy. I didn't take it, because see, if you ask 20 people, you could easily take in $500.
Yeah.
But let's say today you only take in $22. So you go to a cheaper restaurant and you're sitting there saying, but still, this is a pretty nice meal and I'm enjoying myself, and I'll get more money tomorrow. Or later tonight, I'll ask a few more people or something. Maybe I'll get some more money tonight.
Yeah.
And you just go from one thing to the other. But that's not what your life is about. Your life is about your passion for helping people. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes you happy. Then you're not dragging yourself through things. And when people refuse you, like Jen did, you just shift your attention to somebody else. Like, focus on the successes. Because I remember Daryl curing her cancer years before she died of it. And she was not grateful, and you didn't have the skill to get her involved. She went out, she started giving her own workshops on how to cure cancer yourself without medical treatment.
I know.
And she was charging people.
Yeah, that's what she did with it. I know.
That's what she did with it. She betrayed you, basically.
I know. And I never really clear. I mean, that was under that whole second round. I realized that, you know, like this was, you're right. I know she did. And then a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon, you know, including Nancy and stuff. Like, it just was, like, there was a lot of stuff that we didn't address. And so my heart wasn't in it the second round because I'd already pushed it the first round, you know. And she did cure it the first time, big time.
Yep.
But she just didn't cure something else.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't, you know, but she didn't, you know, she wasn't like committed to the whole thing. So it was similar to the Jennifer thing. Like, it is a lifelong examination of yourself. But that's what even Jennifer was saying. Well, you know, I've done hypnotherapy, I've done this, I've done that, I did enough to know what it is. Like, I like to jump around. Like, you were like really into it, like as if it was a bad thing.
Right. That's an assault. That's another assault on me.
Mm-hmm. She was saying, like, you know, in other words, like, can't you just let it go? Like, you know, like she was acting like I was.
That's another assault on you.
Yeah.
She just wouldn't stop assaulting. She just attacked and attacked and attacked, and then went away.
Mm-hmm.
So I have removed her from my favorites list on Skype. That's my.
Well, I need to remove whatever brings this kind of thing onto me too. Like, I wish I could just have cleaner.
Well, see, actually, no, you could have been more skilled, and you're right, you promised something, and all that is true. But you know what? It goes with the territory.
Yeah,
you will be assaulted. I got assaulted, and I do everything perfectly, and she assaulted me.
Mm-hmm.
Except, I didn't bring that on myself. She did that because she's sick. I'm not sick, she's sick.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sit here and say, oh, what have I done to bring this on myself? How did I do this, you know? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. She just assaulted me. I don't feel demonic attack. I'm just too strong. It bounces right off me. So what I can identify is assault. Like somebody telling you the shit she told you, that's her assaulting me. I can identify that. And I didn't do anything to bring it on. It's going to happen, and what I can do is use it for what instructional value it has.
Right.
And then, you know, go find somebody to get a result with.
Yep. You know, the funny thing was, I mean, after that meeting last week with Max being here, like the only person that, like Jennifer's the one that says, "Hey Max, a nice meeting you at the meeting." It was, you know, let's do more meetings together. You know, like, so, you know, sort of followed up with him a little bit. But,
Jen was a good little girl.
Yeah.
She was it's her virtual, she generates a virtual reality. She figures it out, you know?
Yeah.
And then instantly, but I tell you, when
she figures it out.
When he assaulted her, she went right down.
Yeah, I know, that's exactly what happened.
She had no strength at all.
It was the guy that she didn't know how to stand up to.
She had absolutely no strength at all.
Okay, it's okay. Let's just not, I see what happened now.
And you know, and we're not responsible for that either. She was making forward progress, but you can't expect to cure what she's got. She cured the flu, okay? She cured the flu about 4 times. I showed her how to cure a medically incurable disease, flu, and she still assaulted me. It didn't matter. I could walk on, you know, Jesus walked on water and they crucified him. You know, it didn't matter. They didn't say, oh, he walked on water, let's not crucify him.
She would not see that that's what she did, though. That's not.
Yeah, they didn't see. You know,
She doesn't know what.
Jesus on the cross said, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." So let's try to avoid crucifixion if possible. That's what I think.
Barb, if it's any consolation to you, I told Fired before you started this weekend with them that I didn't think that Jen was going to really clear herself because to me she seemed very false, and after being kind of, having excitement and all that sort of thing, and that I sort of in a way predicted that she would do something like this because you can just look at her and see how she wasn't that genuine sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate, I mean, when I was in grade school, I had friends like that, and she would be in and out, and everybody wanted to be her friend, and she was not really the type of person anybody could be friends with.
As Ross was saying a few minutes ago.
Yes.
Right. Well, this has been a very, I think this was a very good use of our time. And we've got to be happy. Okay? Like,
I'll do that. I gotta go take care of my ducks. Yeah, I'm happy.
Look, your number one indicator of whether or not you can actually talk to a potential supporter, just ask yourself, am I happy? And if you feel, you know the question, let's everybody test it. Am I happy? Test. Am I happy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
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 Am I making the right choices?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Glad I can.
That's question number one, If you're happy and making the right choices, then you can write to or call a potential supporter, you can walk up to people on the street, whatever. If you are not happy and not making the right choices, you can't, and it means you're sick and you have to bring yourself back. And maybe it may just be a matter of taking control of your own responses, looking and asking yourself, see, I'll tell you something, I asked everybody, I said, let's cure 3 things a day. It didn't seem like a lot. Let's cure 3 things a day and tweet about them. And people have been curing things and tweeting about them, and that's been good, And after a while, I realized, I wasn't tweeting about curing things in the usual sense anyway. I wasn't saying, I had a headache and I took it out and cured it or something. But what I realized is a lot of curing is knowing. See, there's remove, install, and know is what we do with Immunix. And knowing plays a huge part. For example, knowing where my responses are off or out of control. Where am I not responding? And that's something I do all day. And if you look at I was asking everybody to read my tweets before. Did you guys all read my tweets?
I read a bunch of them, yeah.
And you notice that what I'm talking about there is it goes back to controlling my responses. That's what I'm tweeting about. I'm tweeting about controlling my responses.
Barb, there's still a way, you could still install things in Jen, like the ability to see that she attacked you and even apologize. Because I remember Cheryl Edison, I threw her out of the course. She was assisting, and I'd see her around San Francisco, and we'd kind of pointedly ignore each other. And then, 6 months later, she called me up and told me that she understood why I did it, and that she knew I would be there when she called to apologize and everything. So anybody can change. Jen has the ability
She's great.
to change, and you can just keep installing that in her. The ability to see what she did and what she got,
think her main failing is she's weak with that guy. She was weak with the husband. And she got
Well,
in the
then
middle.
install the ability in her to stand up to her husband.
You also you
Not
have to
pass
see
on the attack.
you have to see how you got attached to her too, how you manifested this.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened as usual. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
That's right, and you have to let go. Like, I just let go of Cheryl and let her be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just have to surrender that this is also, I've already made my choice because she even heard me say, like, oh, the kind of girlfriend I want is someone who's really into Munich and all that kind of stuff. And she was the one who said, well, I guess I can't be your friend anymore because you said you wanted friends that are, doing that. And then she made it sound like I'm this serious cult member. And even today, like, it makes me sad. Like this, I knew that the only place in the world, for the most part, that I could have cured what I was in today would be here with you guys. You are my most, powerful friends and whatever, Ross, like I thought about calling you the other day, Ross, and your Fran and stuff. Like I know that when it comes right down to it, you guys are the people that see it all. And it makes me happy and sad at the same time. Like I'm just,
well, in life, it may be that people generally end up with very few friends.
That's what I'm realizing too. Like I'm just letting go of some whatever.
Probably Nancy is a true friend of yours. And
yes, seems like.
And you ought to do more testing with her.
Yeah.
Because she's she really loves you. Seems to me. I mean, of course, I
think that was part of my bad feeling today too, because I feel like I'm so beholden to her that I don't know what I would do if she didn't love me, because my life, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't really have much of a life right now, so she's good. She's been very helpful.
Sure.
Supportive. Okay. I go feed my ducks.
Those little ducky poos.
I gotta get my ducks in a row, my mother would say.
Bobby, are you feeling better?
Yes, I am.
Good. I'm glad. I love you.
More accepting of myself. Thank you. I love you too.
You know what I wanted? There's one tweet that I want to call to your attention. And I wrote it this morning, and it said, "We take emotional cripples on the CureTeam. We just don't take ones that pass it along to us." That's the.
Might as well just put my name in there. No, just kidding.
Well, one thing I will say, Barb, is you do not pass your emotional crippledness along to us, such that it is, and you have been great.
Well, when I take that prayer about doing this for my family and all that, I have to admit my whole family was quite emotionally crippled, so I was trying to nip it in the bud when I first met you guys. I remember thinking I would be the last in my family to be that fucked up, but maybe I'm not done yet.
Barb, what I admire you for, and what your strength is, you are courageous. No, seriously. Let me just tell you, because in this conversation, you just started out and you started talking about it in some way that leads you forward. You may have been sort of kicking and screaming, but also you kept moving forward.
Yeah, but I feel like I do this all the time. Like I have this particular route that I take.
I know. That's right.
That doesn't seem very courageous to me. That seems like
this is your challenge. You've got to.
Yes, it's
you've got to come in and.
My brother, my brothers and sisters are like Jen and her husband, or like.
Yeah.
They don't dare go where you go.
I know.
Because they got to control it. They're going to keep it all under wraps, and therefore they're lost.
Barb,
sometimes I won't,
Barb, tweet something and let's see if we can retweet it. Right now, everybody tweet something about this meeting right now that you learned. Everybody just write a tweet about this meeting, something that you learned, or more than one. Write 2 or 3 or whatever. Sure. Whatever you can bang out here. I am going to tweet something right now using my voice recognition, and here it is, see? Happiness is a key to gathering support. Dash, if I'm not happy, comma, I'm dysfunctional. Period. And see there, it types it just nice. And so now I press this little button right here and I hit Twitter, and let's see if it goes through. Nope. So it didn't go through, so now I have to copy it, and then I have to go up to Twitter and click the little tweet box. Ta-da! What a rigmarole, right? And then I click on there, and I get my uh-oh. I don't know why my little paste thing won't come up. Huh. Oh well. Oh, there it is. See, it says paste, and I click that, and I get my thing that I copied, and now I've tweeted it. And now I can go back here again and tweet something else. Ta-da! Takes a second to load. But this is my little handheld device. This is not a smartphone. It's just a little handheld device. Da 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 da. The most important commitment a CureTeam member makes is to keep himself or herself continuously happy by controlling my own responses, comma, knowing that I'm happy, comma, living with passion, comma, gee, I can't remember the last thing. I wonder... Oh shoot, I hung the call up. Damn, I have to call them everybody back. Oh dear. Call the group again. Oh God, too funny. I hung everybody up accidentally. Now, has anybody sent a tweet yet?
Yeah. One.
I sent one and two.
Barb, did you send one?
Yeah. I'm sending it right now.
Okay. Did you send it?
Here it goes.
Alrighty. So now, let me see if I can retweet it. Where is it? Here it is. Meaning, feeling sad, swarms of questions. And source. Nope, your thing still is not retweetable. You know, when you uncheck that box, you had to save your settings.
Oh, maybe that's why. Shoot. I'm going back into settings.
Do I dare to boldly address it? My worst. It's the way forward.
Oh, I saved it. Does that change? I have to retweet those things. Wait. Huh?
And continuously have forward progress in my life, period. Well, this one I'm going to have to share on Facebook because it's too long for Twitter. I'll just share it on Facebook. Okay. So Barb, did you reset it?
Yeah.
Because this should then be retweet. I should be able to retweet your tweet now. If it's reset.
Yes.
Let's see if it is. No, it still says I can't retweet it. What do you guys get? Can you retweet Barb's tweet?
Let me check.
Yeah, but can you retweet it?
Maybe you can only retweet ones I've sent.
No, I can't. I cannot retweet. I got reply, expand, favorite.
Maybe it's because maybe it's the things I've written since
No, there's
I
something.
changed it.
It's in a choice in your. Where do we do that?
Detect my tweets is unchecked now.
Oh, you unchecked it?
Yeah.
But I think maybe too late. It's
I
already
can.
sent.
Maybe you can only change.
Oh, okay. So when you just sent through and that I wanted to be special, that one we can retweet.
Oh, so now all those other ones are unforwardable. That's too bad.
I could retweet the last. Only the last.
Yeah. Too
I
bad.
want it to be special, blah, blah, blah.
I can rewrite the other ones and delete them, I guess.
No, that's okay. You can just go on from here. By the way, Barb, probably at some point the other ones will become retweetable because that's what it said in there, that your tweets that from the past will become retweetable, but maybe not immediately. So we'll see. And here's one from Ross saying she keeps learning from you, Barb, and I'm retweeting that. That seemed repeatable.
Thank you.
And I'm retweeting Franny's tweet. Oh, Franny's tweets are great. Franny, I love your tweets. I do.
What did Franny tweet? Actually, Barb. That's what we were all thinking.
What did she say?
She said, actually, Barb, I've seen you do this on many occasions. You have a high ability to bounce back. Now learn not to bounce in the first place.
There you go.
And I think that's what you were saying, that, yes, you've done this many times. So it's just that initial impulse. You go, oh, there I go. I'm running that number again.
Yeah.
It's like Twilight, the last Twilight, when all the vampires, the main vampire, Aro, sees his death and destruction of the whole clan and his head being ripped off, and he says, I think I'll take a different tact.
And on that note, thank you all for a wonderful meeting, and I will be speaking to you, I am sure.
Thank you.
And Ross, Greg, are you going to be home tonight, Greg? Because I would like to speak with you.
I'm planning to.
All right.
I do have.
I'll call you.
Function of and thing. I don't have the tickets yet, but there was a thing I was going to go to.
And it
depends. I'm going to see my brother this afternoon. I'll probably work all afternoon into the early evening.
Well, perhaps this evening you can get some of your research done. And Ross, you're meeting with us on Sunday as usual?
As usual.
Great, okay. And Nell, always a pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
And you.
Thank you for being with us, Nell. And Barb, I will be speaking to you soon, I am sure. Oh, Barb, I wanted to ask you, did you get any calls from that little note I put up on our homepage?
Not that I know of. Not on my cell phone, no.
Okay. All right, I took it down, so it didn't work. All right. See you guys later.
See you.
This movie was given to you by HUM, the World Ministry of Immunics, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive and the iCollege of Immunics. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another, this is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to Friend Me. It's actually Byard. I'm Byard speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals, how they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College, and as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. You'll notice that skill 1 in the hierarchy of skills is cure physical diseases. That's actually the easiest thing with this particular approach. And I've put a great many things in the hierarchy of skills that relate to curing physical diseases, such as ending trauma, working on your organs. Now, if we go into the Recode Your DNA, there are 10 applications or 11 applications, and Recode Your DNA is one of them. If we go inside here, what we see is a page with a huge amount of links. And then if we look at the links on the right, after the ones on the left which prepare you, these are the actual lessons. And you can see some of them. It might be hard for some people to see why blind installation procedure is related to recoding your DNA. And this is why we've put it in this application, so that it relates it in your mind. This is the reason the Webb College is organized the way it is to relate things for you in your mind. And obviously there are a huge number of things, like if you're curing cancer or herpes or any medically incurable disease, it's obvious that there are a great many things that you have to learn. And they're different for everybody. You do not have to learn everything that's listed here. And in fact, cure is instantaneous. And it's always unexpected how it will come. Like, watch these women. They're going to give you a perspective. This is a good way to conclude this little overview I'm giving you here. Say, can I go to the 144th dimension? See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
I feel clear.
I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.
Well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there are some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah.
you simply don't care about anything as much.
That's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
But it's it. That's really
Not in effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
Okay, I know.